Hello, YouTube members. Today I want to talk about Robocop Rogue City Unfinished Business, which is a separate expansion. You don't need a base game to play this. Out now on the Xbox Series, PC, and PlayStation 5. Um, I want to give you some impressions after making about 32, 33 VODs for the game right now at this point. I'm going to finish playing it because the game is really, really good. I'm actually, this video is about the impressions of it. Anyways, the game is really, really good. I'm enjoying it just as much as the main game. If that, from the little I played, I'm probably a quarter through the game at this point. It's great. $29.99, I believe, the base, expansion cost, and I think there's a $49.99 deluxe version. But anyways, the premise of Unfinished Business basically is, have you ever seen the movie Dredd? One of my favorite movies, came out in 2012, based on the Judge Dredd comics. Check it out. Unfinished Business is a lot like the movie Dredd. It basically takes place at a mega tower overridden by a crime syndicate that I don't even know at this point who their main antagonist is. But basically, RoboCop is going in and basically cleaning shop, if you know what I mean. You might think that sounds like a shitty premise, but it's not actually. Thinking about it, I actually thought the movie was going to be a shitty premise when I learned about how it just basically takes place in one, majority of the movie took place in one section. That's kind of how this game is. But it's just how, it's really good. I mean, the everything doesn't look samey. The only thing that's kind of samey at this point is the enemy variety, which is kind of whack. But as far as like mission structure, there's side missions that are pretty interesting. You go off the path a little bit and do that stuff. But the satire of RoboCop, the humor of RoboCop, and the gruesomeness, gore of RoboCop is all in this expansion. As far as power ups. What year is this? You can level up RoboCop with like the Auto 9, and you can also level up RoboCop with like chips and stuff. Much like the base game Rogue City, the leveling system, not much has changed really. Matter of fact, as far as the whole game, I'm not really seeing much change really, except like the whole premise of what's going on and stuff. No, I mean the gameplay is fun. It's a first-person shooter. It's gruesome. You feel like you really having the power fantasy of being RoboCop. He's heavy. He's straightforward. He's a tank. He's powerful. As far as the story goes, it's a lot of I don't say a lot of intrigue, but I don't know who the antagonist is yet. And RoboCop at this point, where I'm at, is working with the unknown woman on the comm system. She's kind of guiding him through the mega tower, the mega structure. You got the mega structure in itself is basically the fun part, the best part of this game. I'm thinking because there's many NPCs. Like I said, there's missions. Where you're interacting with people. There's humor involved too, satire involved with some NPCs. Missions and quests. It's just a straightforward first-person shooter, story-driven first-person shooter that's accurately displaying what RoboCop was to me as a kid in the '80s and stuff. And it's fun, and I'm enjoying it just as much as the main game. I did beat the main game. You can check out a written review of the main game on jasonsvideogamesource.com if you want to read about that. But I'm enjoying this just as much. Maybe because it is more confined and then the mega tower doesn't look samey. There's places where there's nothing but trash. There's gigantic food courts. There's gigantic open lobbies. You have a map system, upgrade system, skill system and stuff. Much like the main game, but far as like polish and stuff, it plays the same. It looks the same. There aren't many bugs. There's some collision bugs and stuff, but overall, I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely gonna beat it. And from what I understand, the game isn't short either. I guess it's $8 or $10 long. I don't know. I'll probably put about a good 3 hours into the game so far. I'm gonna finish it definitely. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna add VODs. They'll probably come out to 120 VODs, maybe. Videos on demand if you wondering what the VOD is. But yeah, I mean, as a kid, loving RoboCop. The movie Dread is one of my favorite Dread. I like the Stallone Dread too, but I really, really like the Dread Double D with Carl Urban more. And that's just more my style. And I love the premise of it. The movie Dread, where you're just climbing up. That's what you're doing in unfinished business. You're just climbing up a tower, slowly, methodically. You're talking to NPCs. You're eliminating threats, bad guys, and you're completing side quests. You're completing side quests and side main quests as you're traveling up to the top of the tower to see who the main antagonist. I mean, it's a lot like Dread. I mean, please go see the movie Dread. It's a lot like Dread. But this game is awesome. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a good change of pace type of game too. If you're into story driven, first person shooters like I am. As long as you're done good, they're great. I love them. I love first person shooters. Like this scene here, it's a lot of satire. You're talking to the world's biggest RoboCop fan, and there are a lot of dialogue trees with NPCs in RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business, just like the main game. I don't know if you know that. There's plenty of dialogue trees and stuff, and answers you can give. And by the way, Peter Weller, from what I understand, it is voicing RoboCop as it should be. There's no question about that. Something else I want to say. The music's okay. There's not a lot of music going on. Sound design has all the quirky sound design of RoboCop and everything. That's in the movies and stuff. So it's very true. I forgot the name of the developer. Treyon, I think. They make the old Terminator games too, and the RoboCop series. They're really good at making these games that I grew up watching as a kid in the 80s. I gotta give them a shout out. Very good. They need to make Big Trouble in Little China. I don't know how you can mess that up. I mean, if you make RoboCop as good as these games are, which I think are great. They're not amazing games, but they're great. They got jank and stuff. You should definitely try to make a Big Trouble Little China game. Just saying. Just chatting. I don't know who owns IP. I don't know how difficult it is to get that, but definitely want to do that. Anyways, that's about it. Thank you for watching.